tougher. Let's bring in Republican Congressman Mike Waltz of Florida. He served multiple tours in Afghanistan and was just named ranking member of the subcommittee on readiness on the House Armed Services Committee. Congressman, always good to see you. Thank you very much for being here. $780 million, the largest amount to a single country. Where is that money going to go? And will that money make a difference at this point?
You know, Martha, can I just say as a general matter, after a year of the Biden administration, President Biden is turning out to have the worst human rights record of any American president in modern history. From the millions of Uyghurs undergoing forced rape, torture, and concentration camps, our southern border, where girls, up to 30–40% of the girls coming across are being sold into human trafficking, and now in Afghanistan, where we have 3/4 of the country on the brink of starvation. And the administration's response is to throw money at the problem. Let's talk about what they should be doing with that money. Why aren't they giving at least a portion of that money to these veterans groups who have so heroically stepped up when their government failed and are still to this day keeping thousands of Afghans who are being targeted by the Taliban safe in safe houses with medical treatment, with transportation, moving them so that they're not hunted down, taking care of girls and women that are now barred from going to school? Why aren't they giving that money to these groups who have proven to be so effective? Why aren't they using it as leverage in talks with the Taliban to say, you know what, Taliban, let girls go back to school. Stop hunting down our allies. How about you release the American hostage that you're holding? But instead, we're getting nothing from the Taliban for that money. And what I can tell you, having served on the ground, is the terrorist groups always skim off the top to the tunes of millions of dollars. Those monies, I don't care how much they try to promise us that it's going to go to independent organizations. When those organizations have a gun to their head and are told give us 30%, they're going to do it. And then the Taliban decides who the winners and losers are and uses our taxpayer dollars to consolidate their rule. It's just infuriating. It's irresponsible. It's clueless, and it's heartless.
I mean, we've seen so many independent Americans, private Americans, including the musicians that we just mentioned, who are trying to raise money, and the veterans organizations. It would be great if they could work together in this effort, but we don't hear much about this from the White House at all, unless they're pressed on a question on it. I have one more quick question for you, and then I want to share a nice surprise with our viewers. But you know, you wrote a piece on the International Olympic Committee's Beijing hypocrisy. We're getting closer to those Olympics. You felt they should be boycotted. Is there any possibility that still happens at this late date?
Well, it's looking increasingly unlikely. The diplomatic boycott was something, but it's not nearly sufficient. What the Chinese Communist Party cares about is the propaganda platform, and it cares about the amount of money that it's going to make off of U.S. corporate sponsors who have lobbied against every measure to stop this. But I'll just say this. Why did the IOC think it was okay to get involved in politics in South Africa and took a stand against apartheid for 30 years? And all of these corporations agreed, but now when it comes to an ongoing genocide in China, they're all willing to turn a blind eye.
It's a great
and I
question.
think the only reasonable answer is the amount of money that everybody's making.
It's a great question, and I think Americans have to really open their eyes to this issue and to the companies that are sponsoring these Olympics and that are involved, so deeply involved in China, and you've brought a lot of attention to it. We want to bring a little bit of attention to a little guy who is your new little guy. His name is Army. Look at how cute he is. 9 pounds, 5 ounces, born January 7th. To you and your wife, Julia Neschwatz, who I think people recognize that name, the sister of the doctor who we love here on Fox. So congratulations to you. How's he sleeping? How are you sleeping?
Oh, great. We have our amazing mother here to help. My wife, Julia, is a trooper with such a big boy, and we're just blessed. Our hearts are full.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I had one 9-pounder. It's not easy. Thank you very much for coming on, and God bless Army. He's absolutely adorable.
Hey, go Army. It has a new meaning in our household.
Is Army his full name, or is that a nickname?
It's short for Arman, which means hope in Arabic.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Congressman Michael Waltz, thank you so much for your service to our country and for bringing that cute little baby into the world. Good to see you.
Oh, thank you, Martha. All right, God bless.
You bet. God bless you as well.